Hey guys, Scottie the trainer. That's how I see it. So a friend of mine who happens to be a jeweler and also is a very devout Jew, he tells me this story. He says, Scottie, one day there's a man and he owns this orchard. And so he goes to the orchard and he starts inspecting the trees. So he meets the gardener that works for him there. And he starts to walk around and he's inspecting all the trees. And he comes up to this one tree. And he says to the gardener, he says, "What's wrong with this one tree?" And the gardener says, "What do you mean what's wrong with the tree? Look at it. It has beautiful leaves on it. It has a wonderful, the bark that's on it, a wonderful planting on the ground. And from a distance, it looks so wonderful." But the owner says, "I don't see any produce on it." So he tells me, he says, "It's an apple tree," and he sees no apples. He said, "I don't care how beautiful the branches are and how beautiful the leaves are. The man was looking for produce." He then says to me, he says, "Scottie, whatever you're producing, that's what you are. Just like that tree. That tree is an apple tree. It should produce apples. Whatever you're producing, that's what you are." So then he looks at me and says, "What are you?" I go, "Wow, let me think about that." He goes, No, quick, answer." He says, "Because if you're angry, then all you are is an angry man." He says, "If you're suspicious, then all you are is a suspicious person." He says, "If you're giving confusing messages, then you're confused. What is it that you are? What are you? Quick, quick, quick." And I said to him, I said, "Well, I believe I'm a motivator. I'm an inspirer. I want to help people. I want to see people accomplish their goals and their dreams, just like I'm accomplishing many of my goals and dreams, and my family's accomplishing their goals and dreams." He says, "If that's what you're producing, then that's what you are. Just like an apple tree must produce apples." Says that's how that man that owned that orchard knew that tree wasn't producing, because there was no fruit on it, no apples. So he says to me, "Whatever you produce, that's what you are." I said, "Okay, that's good to know." He says, "But I'll tell you some more about the story." So he says, the man, the owner, looks at the tree and he says, "I'm tired of this tree. I come here all the time and I don't see any fruit. I want to chop this tree down." And so the gardener who works for him says, wait, don't chop the tree down just yet. Give it one more year and give me a chance to work with it, dig around the roots, and then we'll see what happens to the tree." So then he says to me, "Scottie, be very grateful for the people in your life that saved you from making terrible decisions or saved you out of the results of terrible decisions." Just like that gardener told the owner, when the owner said, "I'm done with the tree, chop it down, forget about it, it's done, in nazio." The gardener said, No, give it one more year. He said, start thinking about people right now in your life that gave you advice, that saved you from bad decisions. And that's not a bad thing to do. Think about the people that when you wanted to make an investment, they wouldn't give you the money. They said, "No, I'm sorry, I won't do it." And then you found out later that investment would have been a terrible, terrible decision. Be thankful for those people. Be thankful for the people that have given you advice and insight and wisdom. It could have been a parent, could have been a grandparent, a mother, a father, a friend, a priest, a janitor, the guy that works at the gas station, whoever it was that gave you some massive advice. Stop for a minute and show a little bit of gratitude for those people in your life. So then he says, the owner of the tree and the vineyard and the orchard looks at the garden and he says, "If I spare this tree for one more year, what will you do?" And the gardener says, "I will dig around the roots of this tree and I'll fertilize it. And we'll see if in 1 year's time, when you come back, there'll be fruit on the vine. So then he says to me, he goes, Scottie, do you know what fertilizer is? I go, come on, yeah, I know what fertilizer is. He goes, do you know when they spray fresh mulch down, you know that smell? I go, yeah, I know that smell. He goes, that stinks, doesn't it? I go, yeah, I know. He goes, you know why it stinks? I go, yes, I know why fertilizer stinks. I know what it is. He goes, it's refuse. But when the gardener said, I will fertilize it, he didn't mean he was going to dig around the roots of that tree and put down diamonds and put down gold and put down silver. He said he was going to have to put down the refuse. He was going to have to put down the fertilizer. And he said to me, he said, Scottie, around your roots, the roots that make you the father you are, the roots that make you the husband you are, the roots that make you the worker, the trainer, the motivator, whatever it is that you believe that you are, those roots are anchored because of the times that the fertilizer was dumped on you. Not the good times, not the gold, not the silver, but those times the fertilizer, the stinky times, the tough times, the times of the words that I won't use right here because you never know who might be viewing. He said those dirty, nasty, stinky times cause your roots to go deep, and that's what makes you the person you are. So then as we're talking, he goes, all right, my friend, you have a good day. He starts to walk away, and I go, oh, wait a minute. So whatever happened to the tree? When the owner came back, did the tree grow? Did it give fruit? Did he keep it? What did he do? He stops and looks at me and he goes, you want to know the rest of the story? I go, yeah, I want to know. He looks at me and says, that, my friend, is for you to decide. Because the story is not about the tree. The story is about you. How do you want the story to end? Pretty impactful. Something to think about. How do you want your story to end? How do you want to be found a year from now? What are you doing while you're being fertilized in this life? Are you growing better or bitter? Something to think about. And just before I go, let me tell all of you that watch on Facebook, don't forget, do me a favor, go over to YouTube. Won't take you just a minute. Go to YouTube. Check out my channel, Scottie the Trainer, S-C-O-T-T-I-E, Scottie the Trainer. Like it, subscribe, share it. There are videos on there that I do not post on Facebook. So check them out. I will appreciate it. And you know what? As always, I'm Scottie the Trainer, and that's how I see it.